Hey, how you doing? Justin here with another Robben Ford lick for you. This one's got plenty of cool stuff going on, a little bit of ninth action going on, some really cool phrasing and what I call a nice tail. A lot of Robben Ford's licks kind of have this nice way of kind of going down quite low in the range of the guitar at the end of the lick. It's a little kind of a end to the phrase, which I think is really tasty and definitely worth adding to your trick bag. So let's get to a close-up and check out how to play it. A little slower. Okay, so we're starting here with the first finger in the 5th fret of the 2nd string, hammering on the 3rd finger into the 7th fret. Then we do 5, 7, 5 on the thinner string with the 1st and 3rd fingers. Then 3rd finger goes down on the 7th fret of the 2nd string and back to the root note. It's the first part. Now we start playing down the minor pentatonic scale. So 8th fret on the 2nd string, 5th fret on the 2nd string, 7th fret on the 3rd string, and now we've got this really cool little lick here. The first finger goes down the 5th fret of the 2nd string and then jumps over, kind of rolls over onto the 3rd string and does a bit of a bend, a blues curl. That by itself is a cool lick. And now the tail. Just 7th fret on the 4th string with the 3rd finger, 1st finger in the 5th fret of the 4th string, and then we use 3rd finger to slide down to the 5th fret on the 5th string and finish on the note C, 1st finger, 3rd fret of the 5th string. Notice that the slide isn't really from a specific place. You could do it from a lot further up if you want to make life more difficult for yourself. Or just one fret. Doesn't really matter. It's not part of the count. So let's look at the count, speaking of which. So we're starting on the 2nd triplet in beat 3. So we've got 1, 2, 3 triplet, 4 E triplet, 1, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1, 2, 3 triplet, 4 E triplet, 1, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1. A little faster now. 2, 3 triplet, 4, 1, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Now something I'm just noticing here as I'm doing it, particularly this, I've written it and I'm kind of counting it as 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3, but I'm actually doing it quite a bit faster. So just for that, you just speed it up. You could start by practicing it. Sounds a lot better actually faster. A lot more in character of the lick. 2, 3. So let's have a little look at what's going on harmonically here. We've got the use of this note here, the F sharp, and the note B. We're in the key of A. So this is the 6th and the 9th. Now you could see it as kind of part of the major pentatonic. You could see it as part of the Dorian mode. You could see them as part of the Mixolydian mode. But really, you can just think of it as being the 6 and 9. Both those notes are cool to use in most kind of bluesy, pentatonic sort of situations. Now we've got pentatonic with the little curl, still pentatonic. So the very first part, we've got a little bit of interesting harmony, and then just regular minor pentatonic for the rest. So I'd normally start this with an up pick, hammer on, down, hammer on, flick off, up pick, down. Down, flick off, down, down, up. Down, down, flick, up, down, up with the curl. Now this last part, down, up. Sometimes I'm doing that. Sometimes I'm not playing the last note. I use a little flick off, so it's really up to you what it is that you fancy doing for that. Again with this lick, it's Robben Ford getting really creative with the good old tools, you know, a little bit of the 6 and 9, a bit of minor pentatonic, some beautiful phrasing, and you get yourself a great lick. You know, the end of this, the little tail as well, is a real kind of trademark thing of his, to be playing some great phrase and then just to finish it by kind of rolling off the bottom end of the minor pentatonic scale. You know, that's it, no matter what you're doing, having that little thing that you can do at the end. Having those little things where you can just kind of slide back down at the end there. It's a really nice little thing to have to, you know, as part of your toolkit. You don't want to do it all the time. You know, if you overdo it, it'll sound a bit weird, and it's kind of like having a paragraph break almost, if I'm trying to think of my funny language analogy with the blues, you know, because it does feel like it's kind of finishing a particular section and then you can embark on some new material. You know, it doesn't always have to be that way, but that's kind of how it makes me feel anyway, and how it makes us feel is how it is. You know, that's the truth of it. It's all about how we feel about the music that we're playing and the way that the music affects us, because the way it affects us is hopefully going to be the way it affects other people as well. So it can be a good little kind of mini thing to think about there, is when you're playing the licks, about how a particular lick makes you feel. What's the feeling of it? Is it a happy lick? Is it a sad lick? Is it an inquiring lick? Is it a deep thought lick? It could have all sorts of funny connotations. You know, it's just having a think about when you're playing it. How does it make you feel? When do you think that you would use this? Trying to express what? You know, just to help you kind of connect. I'm not saying that every lick has a definite emotion, and a lot of licks could be used in lots of different ways, but it's just about helping you think about the connection between feeling and what you're playing, and trying to get those two things so they relate to each other a bit, because that's a pretty big deal, a pretty big part of playing the blues. So hope you enjoyed playing this lick, and I'll see you for plenty more very soon. You take care of yourselves. Bye-bye. Hey, hey.